Hi there, Mike Tindall here for the Green Room on a little update on what we've made of the Six Nations so far. If we go through the teams, England. Let's start with England. Seems that I'm English, so why not? Not the best start for them as things go at the moment. I think the Scotland game, their whole approach to the game didn't really work. I thought they kicked poorly. Which gave Scotland far too much possession, and in all fairness to Scotland, they were brilliant with it. They're attacking their line breaks. I think they had 11 line breaks to England's 0 in that first game. So a lot of work comes from England from there. And in Italy, we saw a little bit of change of intent. They tried to play a little bit more. You saw how dangerous Anthony Watson was. What a finish by Johnny May. So they had a little bit more variety. They gave the ball a little bit more air, but people always go, well, it was Italy, so an improvement. But I think we've got to wait a little bit longer to find out where we are with England. Scotland, a fantastic start for Scotland. I think it's brilliant for them. I think you look at Hogg, Russell, Price, Watson, Gray, Sutherland, Ferguson, Turner, all these names of people who are just playing so well, and looking forward to Lions. I think you're going to see a lot more Scottish players in there. Obviously a fantastic win against England, and then I think they'll be kicking themselves after the Wales game. I think they were the better team in that. They had most of the ball, most of the possession, made far more meters, far more line breaks, but a red card has come to sort of scupper their chances in that game. But as a whole, all in all, from where they started, the squad looks good. I think they are going to be up in the mix come the end of the tournament. Ireland, difficult one with Ireland. Obviously, red card, first game up with 64 minutes to go or whatever. Just makes it very hard to win an international game. And in all fairness, they possibly could have won that game. They played some of the best rugby. I think if you look at it as a general, there is a positive. I think they've made the most amount of meters in the tournament so far, and they haven't played Italy, which is, sorry about that for the Italians, but it's given that you will probably make a lot of meters there. They're playing with a real high speed of ball. I think Hugo Keenan at fullback's been fantastic for them. I think Gibson Park came on, played very well at the weekend, and they were in that game with the French, who are arguably the best team in the Six Nations at the moment. We'll wait and see with Ireland. I think they've been a little bit unlucky, especially in that first game. But in terms of the way they're playing, I think it's been positives overall. On to Wales. Difficult. Best player for Wales is probably a tie. It's a tie between the red card and Lewis Rees-Zammit. So they've still won 2 from 2. So they're at the top and they deserve to be there. With France, but it's going to be interesting when they have to play a whole game against 15 men. They've done the least amount of attacking meters. They didn't really create very much at all against Ireland. And then against Scotland, it was good to see their backs firing. I think Lewis Rees-Zammit has been a massive find for them. Fantastic skill set, unbelievable speed, and he backs himself and he seems quite grounded, so he's going to be the find for Wales. But other than that, it's definitely a wait and see with Wales. I hope that we see them back and start playing some fantastic rugby, but they haven't quite shown that yet. But they've got 2 wins under their belt, so you have to be respected. Italy, look, it's always difficult for the Italians. They're always fighting the discussions around whether there should be relegation from the Six Nations. I prefer watching this Italian side. I think at least they have a go. They throw the ball around. They've made a lot of meters. They've made a lot of line breaks. They've got some athletes. Zanon's out at the moment and Minozzi is out, but Galbisi at 10. They've got Varney at 9 that's been doing some good stuff for them. Obviously, Ioni's coming on the wing. They have some players now who can cause problems for defences, and they have done in both of their games. Now, where they've got to look at tightening up is their defence. and sort of their organisation around exiting their own half. But I think Franco Smith is just trying to bring a sort of environment where we go and play, and then we'll try and clean things up as we go. And as long as they keep with that intent, I think they do bring something to the Six Nations. And it leaves us with France. I think the best team in the Six Nations this year. I think they're just fantastic to watch. Their ability to score from anywhere, their offloading ability, the way that Dupont, Jalibert, we haven't even got Entomac back yet. You've got Pinot on the wing. The centres are with Ficou and Vincent, and then you go through the backs of Cretin, Olivion, all these guys by up front. They've just got they're a full-rounded team at the moment that with a box full of tricks, and I think they're going to be hard to beat. Obviously, their tough game is they have to go to Twickenham, but I think with this French team, we always talk about a French team not having the backbone to go and win away from home, and obviously getting that win in Ireland is a massive confidence booster for them. And I sometimes don't think that's the case moving forward. And I think, whether they get a Grand Slam, obviously being away at England, it's going to ask questions. But I'd stick my hat on that. I think it's more likely than not that they could go and win a Grand Slam. Right, so going back into. So bringing us on to, let's have a look at Lions Watch. Who's really impressed going into a Lions year? I think names that jump out, Stuart Hogg. I think he's just been fantastic, incredible, really. Along with Finn Russell, Ali Price. I mean, not much is said about Ali Price because I think of the level that Finn Russell's playing at and Hoggy's playing at, but he's been great in both games. A little chip over for Darcy Graham. It's just a fantastic piece of skill, and I think he's going to be in that Lions mix. Obviously, Luce Rees-Zammit, probably arguably up there with he's definitely the finisher of the tournament, even though Johnny May will argue that with his finish on the weekend. But he's the bolter that you wouldn't normally have expected to take to international rugby like he has. Both Watsons, Anthony Watson and Hamish Watson, both sort of standout players. Toby Faletau has jumped out. Henshaw in the centre. Van der Merwe has been fantastic as well. Johnny Gray. There's been a lot of Scottish players. There's a few that are out there and sticking their names up very early. But as I say, we're only 2 games in, 3 to go. We'll keep an eye out on them, but I'm sure some more people will put their hands up.